Assalamu alaikum. May peace and blessings be with you. I am so super excited about being here with one of my dearest friends, Iram Shaukat, for a conversation about parenting. We are hopeful that through this conversation, we're able to have some daring conversations with ourselves and we get to listen to our own inner voices. And I'm also hopeful that we're able to share our parenting journey with you. I want to tell you a little bit about Iram. Iram is one of my dearest friends, and she has helped me so much throughout my parenting journey and also as a human in becoming a better human being. So anytime I'm feeling stuck, I usually reach out to Iram, and my typical conversation with Iram sounds like this. I usually send her a text. I say, Iram, I don't think this is gonna work out. I don't know what to do. I'm feeling really stuck. Please help me out. And Iram very patiently listens to the whole story. Then she helps me look at it from a different lens. She helps me reframe it in my mind and act accordingly. Alhamdulillah. I am so grateful for our friendship and I'm so excited to have her with us here today. Over to you, Iram. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much for such a wonderful introduction. And I can say likewise, I have the same mutual feeling for Sister Timmie. MashaAllah, tabarakallah, la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless her in all her ventures and bless her with more wisdom. Ameen, inshallah. She's an absolutely wonderful human being. I don't want to say much because I also want to keep it safe, intact.
Yes.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah for our friendship. Iram, to get things started, I would like you to tell us a little bit about yourself. How long have you been married? How many kids do you have?
Yes, Alhamdulillah. I got married around 1,000 years ago.
Only?
Marriage. Alhamdulillah. So I got married in around 15 years ago, Alhamdulillah. And I have 3 wonderful children, mashallah, tabarakallah. And alhamdulillah, I've been in the States. I'm Pakistani by ethnicity. I'm bilingual. Alhamdulillah, I was brought up in United Arab Emirates, and I grew up there. My schooling was from there. And a short portion of my life I spent in Lahore, Pakistan. And then I came to States after I got married. And I've been to Delaware, I've been to Ohio, and then back to Delaware. So basically, Delaware is home for me. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Iram, I also would like to know if you could share one of your most embarrassing parenting moments yet. I'm going to say yet because, we're still growing, we're still learning, and I'm sure we have a lot of good times ahead of us, but I'm sure there'll be more embarrassing moments ahead of us as parents as well. So can you please share?
Basically saying spill some tea. So audience, yeah, sure, go ahead. Let's have some tea now. Let's enjoy embarrassing moments of our life. Alhamdulillah. There have been many, mashallah, tabarakallah. Like when the children were younger, once I took them to the mall, and for some reason, my middle one, she was 1.5 at that time, she decided that she's just going to lay down in the middle of the mall, and she just lay down there, and she was like, and I saw the people around me, and I don't know what kicked in. I was not in the rush to pull her out or to say, get out. I just kept walking, and people, I don't know what made me kept walking, but I think that was a good thing that I did so, because after a few seconds of her laying down and observing that mom is not paying any attention, she just came, and there was no fuss or anything. She did not fuss before laying down, and she did not fuss, and I did not fuss that you have to get up. And there was another, the third one, when she was about 2.5, she picked up a chair in Target and she held it on her head and she kept saying, "Maine ye lena hai, I'm going to buy this, I'm going to buy this." And I said, you can keep on doing that. And by the time she came to the checkout line, she was so tired, she kept it down and she forgot about it. So that was a win-win. And there've been so many others. Like now when the children have grown older, mashallah, tabarakallah, they listen to the conversations, and you're talking to, for example, if I'm talking to you and I would say something and they would say, "No, mama, it did not happen like that." You are instantly embarrassed. Every parent can actually relate with that. When your child in front of somebody else is saying, no, this is not how it happened. So yeah, many embarrassing moments. Enjoy the tea. The tea is for everybody. The flowers are for everyone. Mashallah, tabarakallah. So go ahead.
They're beautiful. I'm loving the flowers. I'm loving your tea set. So I am having coffee. I'm having my coffee in my little Yeti mug. That's like fuel for me every day. So Iram, I would like to know, let's do a little contrast. So that was talking about our embarrassing moments. Please share with us one of your proudest parenting moments.
Proud of myself or proud of my children?
Something that made you proud as a parent.
Alhamdulillah, when they get up in the morning and they're fine and they're healthy, I'm so proud I didn't do anything. I didn't act on the certain emotions that I was feeling, but alhamdulillah. But there are many moments when I don't call it as proud, because I understand that my humility and my place, everything comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And even the wisdom in that meltdown moment that I might be having, and I'm able to retrieve myself and I'm able to handle my child's emotion better, I think, alhamdulillah, I'm very happy and I'm very grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for that. For my children, I see them because we've been homeschooling for about 6 years now, and I've been with them constantly, 24/7, I've been with them. Alhamdulillah, I see, for instance, today I was busy with a dear friend of mine and she was visiting, and later on I was preparing for this interview. So I asked my middle daughter, I said, can you please do the dishes for me? And I asked my younger one to clean earlier, and I asked my son to do some other chores for me. And alhamdulillah, I have hands-on help all the time. And I think it's beautiful because they don't fuss about it. They realize that we're a team, and we help each other in the house. There's no explanation why you need to do certain thing, or it's your job, or, I did this, so now you're supposed to do this. No, every time, anytime, alhamdulillah. So I like the teamwork. I'm very grateful for the teamwork that I have at home, alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah, that's amazing. So I can definitely relate to that also. In our household too, we definitely do promote teamwork, but a lot of times, like, I find that my kids need to be told where we need help. So I really want to get to a place where they can anticipate our needs, right?
Yeah.
Inshallah.
As they grow older, they will, inshallah. This cup is for the audience and for anybody who would like to have tea, inshallah.
So okay, that's a good point. I want to just hop over to our Facebook Live and see if we have any questions or anything for us coming in.
Sure.
So please enjoy your tea.
Not mind me, I'm bringing the camera closer to myself, inshallah. So I will be moving the camera as well. I hope that's okay.
Sure.
I'll do this. Yeah, alhamdulillah.
We have Sister Naila with us. Sister Naila, assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam. I want to give a special shout out to Sister Naila. Is that okay?
Yes, absolutely.
Sister Naila, jazakallahu khair for your support and your love and your appreciation, and for taking the time to always boost my confidence and let me know how you like my writings. You don't have to do it every time, but you take the initiative to appreciate me, and I appreciate you for that. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you immensely. Jazakallahu khair. I want all my audience to know that I love Sister Naila. Thank you.
MashaAllah. I love Sister Naila too.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay, so I want to really, the reason I wanted to sit down with you today was I really wanted to talk about parenting uncomplicated, right? I love the idea because so many of us need help with that. And I know that one-on-one, we have had a lot of conversations about parenting, about our children, and how to do certain things differently. But I would really like to know from you, why now? Why did you embark on this journey, and why did you create Parenting Uncomplicated?
In all honesty, I created Parenting Uncomplicated because I was a contributor to another blog by Sister Iman Al-Hadri, and a wonderful sister, mashallah, tabarakallah, and she is doing a blog, Homeschoolers United, and Muslim Homeschoolers Unite, and it was a beautiful medium. And I thought that I wanted to give more to the parents who are, I wanted to share my experiences. I wanted to share all these learnings that I had along the way. Now, mind you, it's always easy for a mother, for a full-time mom, to think, well, I don't have a career, or after college, it's been so many years, I've never been to the university. What do I know? But this struck me that subhanallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given each and every mother a role to play, a leadership role to play. And for that leadership role, we're not going to universities, and we're not going to schools and classes. And that leadership role is not even taught in most of the educational rooms, right? That leadership, where does that come from? How does that come? And that comes from our fitra, from the understanding. Of course, we have parents, and from our parents, and from our surroundings. But there was this aha moment where I was like, why am I searching for skills when I actually have skills, and I have been using these skills, and I have been able to, mashallah, tabarakallah, make a happy family with those skills, or at least I'm trying my best. So that aha moment was Parenting Uncomplicated. I actually discussed it with my husband. We discussed it for weeks actually, and I wrote down notes, and I said, we will do this, and what do you think about this, and what do you think about this? And he was very supportive, mashallah, and he was like, definitely, we should, you should go ahead and you should do Parenting Uncomplicated. And Parenting Uncomplicated was we had a list of names, and so many names, and this was at 2 a.m. in the bed, sitting with my husband, eating his brains up, picking his brains. Is this good? Is this good? Is this good? And then suddenly, Parenting Uncomplicated. And he looks at me and he says, okay, that sounds good. So that's how it came. So in essence, Parenting Uncomplicated is a brainchild of all my labor of love and my understanding of my deen, and incorporating my role into these, and incorporating deen into the role that I have as a parent.
MashaAllah, Iram. Jazakallah khair. It's amazing. I really feel that you are so wise, mashallah. Anytime there is any issue, parenting or otherwise, right? I am attesting to that, because I have been in so many situations where I just don't know what to do, right? And alhamdulillah, you've always been there for me. I'm so grateful for that. And I'm so happy and so supportive of this initiative that you are bringing this to our homes, to our lives, because so many of us are struggling with so many issues with our children, right? And we don't really know how to accurately handle it, what to do. Will I make a mistake if I do this or that, right? So having you as a resource, and you, mashallah, do read so much, you write so much, mashallah, it's amazing, So I'm so grateful that you're sharing your wisdom and your true passions with us.
Thank you. Jazakallah khair.
I want to go into a little bit of a situation that I am currently facing. So alhamdulillah, my kids are very nice. They get along with each other very nicely. They don't really fight. There are some arguments here and there, but they don't really like physically fight or anything like that, alhamdulillah. But one thing I struggle with as a parent with them is when their tone of voice with us is proper, right? They're very respectful and everything when they're speaking to us, but when they're speaking to each other, they sometimes forget that. Actually, not sometimes, they many times forget that. I don't see the same level of respect among them. And that, as a parent, like, bothers me so much, because I remember when I was younger, I didn't have that with my siblings. We were very respectful. Like, we would never put each other down, right? We were really there for each other. We were each other's support system with, alhamdulillah, all three of my brothers. So please help me with that. Share some words of wisdom that can help me with this.
Okay, from my experience as a sibling to my younger sister, I used to tease her a lot too. So I'm just going to put it out there. I wasn't the best sibling for a very long time. And the reason that siblings do that might be many. There might be sibling jealousy. There might be a factor of, there might be other factors, like if the children are seeing other people, other siblings being disrespectful, and it gives them this gateway. Oh, even I can talk like that, or I can talk like that to my brother or sister. And the parents have to incorporate continuously that in our house, these are our rules. This is how we address each other. And it's not a one-time thing. It's not a two-time thing. It's a 2 millionth time thing. I have the same issue in my house. I'll go by numbers, like if as I remember. Number one, if I'm complimenting my child A, my child B is going straight out says, oh, so now she's your favorite, huh? And I'm like, how is it that if I'm complimenting them for something that they're doing wonderfully, it means that you are not wonderful enough? In that moment, it's that person's part to shine. Later on, it will be yours. Do you remember, like a few hours ago, I was appreciating you? So alhamdulillah, you have to build. And I think this is our nature, that when we love someone so much, we want all of them. We don't want to share them. And I honestly think our children, maybe they cannot reciprocate that emotion, but it is that. Like, am I not my mama's favorite anymore? Am I not my baba's favorite anymore? So we have to tell them that all of you are blessed with beautiful gifts, and alhamdulillah, we are here to appreciate you, support you. And you have to say that over and over again. Then the respect factor. Our times were different. Our eras were different. Did you ever see any cartoons, or did you know any of the books where the children were always annoyed with their siblings? I have read so many children books, and a lot of them have the same problem, where the story starts where the siblings are not best friends, where the siblings are not supportive of each other, where the siblings are annoyed with each other. I won't take names. I mean, they're famous books. They're in everybody's house. But always, my sibling is so annoying. Okay, this word annoying is like, mashallah, all over the globe. I don't think it's not used in any single house anymore. And so we have to take back the narrative. We have to tell them the stories of if we were good siblings about them, or make them up. Seriously, parenting is all making up stories. Our parents told us that they were the best parent, that they were the best children on earth, and we believe them. And it is our time to tell our children that we were the best children. But really, if it comes to that, make up stories. Tell them how as siblings, you and your siblings were close, and how you bonded, and give them examples. And again, the stories of Siras and Sahaba, and the stories where they connect. Bring to them the narrative of connection. There's a lack of connection. That yes, they're in the same house, but our systems don't allow us to speak with each other much. We basically grew up with other people. We grew up with our teachers, mentors, our class fellows, our sports fellows. When are we talking to our siblings? Parents, we do talk to. There is a necessity that the children have to talk to the parents. But when have you seen the siblings talking to each other? Very rarely. And now, because of the COVID situation, when all the siblings are together all the time, they're actually getting to know each other. I know your question was more broader, but I think now is the best time where we can work on sibling relationships and incorporate that. Let them know. We have to help their self-esteem every single time. What you would hear again and again in my talks is that the solution does not mean that it's a one-time thing. The solution is a repetitive cycle until it becomes a habit, until it's inbuilt, until the child is reassured that I am loved, I have my abilities, and no matter what, my sibling also has their abilities, and there's there can always be a healthy competition, and healthy competitions are good. The Sahaba, Prophet ﷺ, if you look at the seerah, if you look how they raise their children, they raise their children with competitions. Now, and one of the Allah is the best example where he said that I can never beat Abu Bakr in doing goodness, right? And then later on, there are other examples too. I mean, they were not siblings, but look at them. They both wanted the love of Prophet ﷺ, and they both rushed to do more and more and more, right? So yeah, in our house, that happens. Like, not so much as between the younger one and the middle one, but between the older two, because they all are the same age difference, but the older two, they have I'll give you a real life example, actually. Maybe it will help. The eldest one is a boy and the middle one is a girl. And the eldest one has the issue. She is disrespectful to me. And the middle one has the issue. He never listens to what I have to say. So basically, they both are asking for respect. How do I incorporate this idea of respect in their mind? I tell them, you have to have patience with each other. It starts with patience. One of you has to give the other one a space to express themselves. And it cannot be that both of you are at each other and an outcome is going to come. Step back, look at the situation, and hear your responses, because they're teens now. Your children are younger right now, but alhamdulillah, you have to tell them that it cannot happen with expectation of the other taking the first step. You take the first step. You have to take the first step. So, yep, that's a detailed answer if I went into a tangent.
No, that's really helpful. So one thing we're trying very recently, we started doing about a week ago, that I have put my older one in charge of teaching the little one Quran as he's studying. So it's his job to make sure the little one memorizes.
Right.
So they're actually working together every night. So mashallah, it's like really working and helping. Sometimes I feel that he does get stuck and he needs a little help, the older one, because he wants to go at his own pace and the little one, can't keep up with him. So sometimes I have to step in and help out, but alhamdulillah, it's working out well. And another thing I'm trying is I'm also calling out every single time I'm seeing them, disrespecting each other. I'm not letting it go. Like you said, like now we're in the home, we're all together. Before we had some separation, they all had their alone time and stuff like that during school time and all of that. Right now they're constantly with each other also, and they're kind of in each other's spaces all the time. So we're not really letting it go when they're disrespecting each other. We're basically reminding them that he's your brother. You have to reflect on how your interaction just went, and it's helping, alhamdulillah. Sometimes it helps, it sinks in. Other times they're just like, let us move on to the next thing.
This practice.
Okay, so Iram, I wanted to do something fun. I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and I am going to only give you very little bit of time to think about your answer. So I want you to really take about five seconds to respond. So I don't want you to overthink it. I just want you to just, share with us whatever your spontaneous first thing that comes to your mind. If you do need a little bit more time, take maybe about 10 seconds.
Okay.
Bismillah. Here we go. What's your favorite hot beverage? Coffee or chai?
Chai.
Okay. What do you think mine is?
Coffee.
I love chai also, but I think I definitely have to have coffee. Your preferred vacation destination, the beach or the mountains?
Now mountains. When I was younger, beach.
Okay. Have had enough of the beach?
No, I just don't know how to swim. I'm like, I can hike. It's fine.
Cool. Ice cream flavor, vanilla or chocolate?
Vanilla.
Which one?
Vanilla.
Okay. What color are you more drawn to, black or white?
White.
Oh, okay. Any reason for that, or?
I don't know. I like lighter shades. Black is very strong, I think, and I don't connect with black as much.
Okay.
Yeah, my emotional, like on my emotional wave, I think white is nicer. You can through.
Okay, I see. You see clarity, you see right in white.
Yeah.
So we have Sister Seema Siddiqui, who's joined us.
Alaikum
She's saying
Seema. Jazakallah khair for
she,
joining in.
she says she loves tea and chocolate.
Okay.
And Sister Nyla loves coffee.
Yeah.
Okay, so favorite season, if you had to pick one, summer or winter?
Summer. You can burn with the heat, but that's okay. You can still go out and get it out. You can get still relief. Winter, if it's cold, what are you going to do? So yeah, summer definitely.
Is it because of your stay in Buffalo?
I like Buffalo actually. I don't mind Buffalo, but I just think you're cooped up in the house. Summer you can move around more. Yeah.
Spring or fall?
Spring.
Spring, okay.
Yeah, it's nice.
What's your palate like? Your taste buds, sweet or salty? What do you prefer?
Sweet, now savory. Yeah. Age.
You can still love it, right? Doesn't mean you have to have it. You can still love it.
Yeah. What does the heart desire? What it loves, and if you can't have it, then okay.
Have a little bit of it.
Yep. That's true.
Okay. Are you an early riser or a night owl?
Night owl. It's night owl, definitely.
Me
when
too.
everything goes quiet, I can focus more. Everything that I've written on my web page is in the night hours. The clarity. Actually, no, that's a false statement. Some of it that I've written is in the night hours. Some of it is during the afternoon hours, but it has to be very quiet. I can't focus otherwise. Yeah.
Okay. If you would be caught doing anything, what would that be? If you could just be doing anything, what would that be?
Using social media.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, using social media. Up there, on there all the time, posting, writing. Yeah.
Okay. Where does the heart feel at home? In the East or in the West?
Like continents, East or West? Here, where I am. This is my home, alhamdulillah. Where I'm raising my children, where I see their future. I am a nomad by heart. I've never loved a place. I've always connected with people. But then if I have to move from place to place, it's very easy for me. I don't have like, oh, I'm going to miss this. And my children are like, Mama, you're so strange. You're so strange. Because when we did our temporary move from Delaware to Buffalo, it was easy. My children still, they're like, no, we cannot leave Delaware. This is our home. But I think wherever the family is, alhamdulillah, that's my home.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to that. Sister Seema is saying she's also a night owl. She said it's 12:30 a.m. in the UK.
Sister Seema, jazakallah khair.
I know.
Sister Seema does wonderful blogs on YouTube, and I follow her, and mashallah, she's fantastic.
Very nice. If you could give one piece of advice to your younger self, what would that be?
There are so many. Oh, that's like a bucket full of advice. What am I going? I'm going to tell myself to learn to be patient. I still am a very impatient person. Honestly, I am impatient, and I don't like that trait of mine. It has not brought me any goodness. I would tell myself to be patient for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I think that would have helped me a lot in my parenting years as well as in my marriage years. Patience. SubhanAllah, this concept of sabr, this understanding of the concept of sabr. I know I'm just going off topic, but even as a parent, you have to display sabr over and over and over again. Even in your marriage, in any situation, in any part of your relationships, sabr is the key to success. Without sabr, without patience, without holding yourself back, without holding your tongue back, without holding that immediate reaction, you're not going to accomplish much in life. You're not going to. But this fast food reality of our life, like Facebook connection and Instagram connection and the likes and the dislikes and this, everything is so fast that it has made it so difficult to have patience. And I think I would tell myself, everything that is written for you is going to come to you. Have patience. So good and bad, both. What is written is going to come. All I can do is make dua and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give me ease in everything that's going to come my way. So yeah.
Subhanallah, I'm sitting here listening to this. I'm just like, every time we're having a conversation, you're mashallah so patient. You listen to my whole spiel. You let me.
I mean, I'm like, alhamdulillah, that's a different topic. I mean, like, I want to listen to you. You're important to me. What you're saying is important to me. Our relationship is important to me. So of course, I will always have patience, inshallah.
I think our patience is really tested with our spouses and our children. I really feel that. I really think that, you know, I joke with my husband. I tell him, I'm like, you bring out the best in me and the worst in me, and you're the only person who can do that.
Yeah. Why do we have this saying that they know which buttons to push? The children know which buttons to push, or he knows my buttons. Like, it came from that same understanding that they test our patience. Well,
I also see like a lot of parents, a lot of mothers, especially bouncing back and forth between like two different spectrums. Sometimes they actually feel like they're not a competent parent, like they're waiting to become. I read one of your blog posts recently. They're waiting to become that perfect competent parent, right? And then on the other hand, I also see mothers where they if somebody calls them out on something, they totally switch gears and they're like, are you kidding me? No, I am the best parent. I am the best parent that my child is going to have. So I feel like we have that in us, but somehow we don't recognize that.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about that?
It has a lot to do with our understanding of deen, number one, and our understanding and our egos. Ego plays a big part in that, and then self-esteem, of course, for the ones who are waiting to become better parents. What are we waiting for? The moment we had this baby in our hands, our test starts. It's a gift and it's a test. So subhanallah, what are we waiting for? What signal, what else is going to happen around us that we will become that parent? Parenting Uncomplicated is more of a parent's self-development journey. That is what differentiates it from so many other blogs. I mean, they do talk about parenting, but the majority of the parenting sites that I've seen is like taking care of the children, how to do this with the children, how to do that with the children. And some of them brilliantly put it, actually. They tell about parent self-development. But my focus more is not on the child. My focus more is on the parent, because inside we are somewhere lost, broken children ourselves. And not everybody's childhood is happy-go-lucky. And we are what our experiences make up. And we are learning on the go. And our marriages make us better parents or worse parents. They bring the best and the worst, like you said earlier. So that self-doubt does not come just from being a parent. That self-doubt comes from the environment that tells you that you're not enough. Maybe you're not beautiful enough, or you're not light enough, or you're not dark enough, or you're not healthy enough, or you're not rich enough, or whatever. And that you are not enough bleeds into the parenting. That's that self-doubt. If I'm not good in here, probably I'm not good here too. Probably I'm just worthless. Probably I'm just useless. We all have gone through that waswas. And that's why, alhamdulillah, we should incorporate the ma'uzatan in our daily lives, because shaitan is always up. Who are we raising? We are raising the ummah following the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Does the shaitan want us to raise an ummah? He has drowned us in this never-ending, black hole of self-doubt and anxiety and worry and depression and so many other distractions that we forget what our main objective is. And our objective is to raise an ummah according to the Quran and Sunnah and leave a legacy. You and I, we were not meant to just be breathing days and sleeping nights and just pass on. We were sent and we were given the gift of parenthood so that we would raise somebody else who would be somebody important in the lives of other people around. We're trying our best to do that, and we're trying to incorporate that in our children, inshallah. So I hope I answered your question.
Yes, Siram. Jazakallah khair. So I can, as I'm listening to this, I can totally relate. So even in my early years, in my parenting journey, I did not feel competent as a parent or even as a human being, I think back then, right? And somewhere along the way, just like you said, based on our experiences, based on, the world around us, right? Somewhere along the way, I did realize that I am enough, right? And I think it is such an empowering thing. And I think we totally miss it, especially in the initial years of our parenting. So I really think that, we definitely need help there. And then reinforcements, right? As we go through different phases in our parenting journey, reinforcements of this, right? Because we're going to be faced with different situations with our children. And we're, again, going to feel like we're not competent enough. Like we can't be as technologically advanced as our children are, and all the other things that they're exposed to that we were not exposed to. We're not going to know how to handle that. So it's not just the early years, but the continuous reinforcements along the way.
Adolescence age is another big challenge, and subhanAllah, I would say to a mother, now that I'm like, I have mashallah adolescent age group with me now, when I see children with children 6 months to 3 years to 4 years, and moms like feeling so embarrassed that their child is acting out or something like that, I usually, if I can, I tell that mom, chill, it's okay, it's completely okay. Nobody cares. Nobody cares except for you are freaking out right now that my child is making a scene. Nobody cares. Everybody has gone through this. The parents with their older child, and if anybody else is judging you, you do not have to pay attention. Alhamdulillah, you know what your child needs in that moment. If you need your child to let it out, and it might be an inappropriate, like my child laid in the middle of a mall. There must be something going on in her head where she thought it's okay to lay there. But you know your child best, and have to tawakkul Allah and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continuously. And for the young mother especially, I feel that we burn ourselves thinking, oh, my child should sit properly and stand properly and eat properly and write properly. And what is proper? Give your child love and nurture, and inshallah everything falls in its place, inshallah.
We have Sister Sarah Asad. She said she's saying she loves this. She can totally relate to your comment about patience, about sabr.
Alhamdulillah.
It's also reminding me of a time we had gone to a restaurant. Kids were really young. I think my younger one was probably around 2 years old, and they gave us a seat next to the fire alarm, the handle thing. And inevitably, like my little guy, he just got up and he like pulled the handle down, and the whole restaurant is, the fire alarm is going off, and they couldn't find the key to turn it off. So for 10 minutes, the thing is like going off, and my husband is so embarrassed. And I was like, there's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do. Just, just be cool. It's okay. And he's like so embarrassed. He's like, I'm not with them. I don't know these people. We still like laugh about this, that this happened, but alhamdulillah, our life experiences with children. So Iram, I would like to know if there are, as you're helping parents, are there common themes, common questions that are coming your way? Can you maybe give us your top list?
Yes, there are certain things. Young mothers, as usual, they're asking how to make their children behave. So the first question they ask is, my child is very naughty, what to do? I'm like, define naughty for me. Like, what is naughty? This is pertain to young moms, the first time moms especially. The second, third time moms, they're pretty relaxed when it comes to young children. Alhamdulillah. I read a book a long time ago. I've read many books on parenting, but this particular book, A Boy's Adrift, this book opened my eyes to the psychology and the understanding of how boys are, and how boys are psychologically and physically and mentally and emotionally, and they're so different from the girls. And it helped me become a better parent towards my son, or at least I think that. If you ask him, may Allah have mercy on him. So it It was for the younger moms, it's like, please learn the skills to know your child. It is, you do not have to mold your child into, it's not a military institution. They were born to you. They were not born into a military institution. So be gentle, be kind. And yes, yes, of course. Know there will be children who will be hyper and they will be jumping around. But did that come from genetics? Maybe you were hyper, maybe he was hyper, like somebody was hyper, definitely somewhere. So it's okay. So that was the younger parents, but mostly they're and as the children grow into adolescence, they're lacking in confidence. Of course, today I wrote about the digital device addiction. That's my latest blog, that what to do about it. And then improper eating habits, studies, no mood for studies, and arguing, aggressiveness, lying, cheating, rivalry between siblings, disobedience, constant tantrums. And if I talk about Muslim children in America, then questioning their deen and not knowing for sure, like if Islam is the correct religion to be in, and being bullied in schools. And so, yeah, these are the common themes that are there. And all of them have to be addressed from inside the home first. And then later on, subhanAllah, there was the sister that I was talking to, and she said that, I'm not going to give the whole situation, but there was a situation where the school just called the teacher, the mom, and asked, well, your child is in some sort of a trouble. Do you want to come in, or is it okay if we handle it? And she said, I will come. She said that my sixth sense told me that I should go. And when I went, a police officer was there, escorting my child almost to the car, to the police car. And I came in and I intervened, and the child was not supposed to be next to the police officer. The police officer was not even supposed to be in that situation. Just because the child was a Muslim, that happened. And do you understand what that is going to do that to the child's psyche for the rest of their life? So, and at the end, it came out the child had done nothing wrong. So yeah, these are the situations where children, I mean, this is one of the extreme situations, but still it happens. If it hasn't happened to me or to you, doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. So we have to, yeah.
I think we have to definitely prepare for that, prepare for the situation, and definitely address it from our child's perspective, right? Yes. So one of the other things that's coming to my mind is that, you know, like we had a level of trust with our parents. Like our parents told us to do something, or told us, you know, like you were saying earlier, you know, they said they were the best parents. We really believed that they were the best children, right? Parents said we were the best children when we were younger, right? And we believed them. We believed them wholeheartedly. So I really feel that in our children, we do not have the same level of trust. And it bugs me so much. I'm just like, you know, I don't know what I am doing wrong where my child has to not trust me, right? And one of the things, like we say in our house, that always, like, you always have to speak the truth. Even if you did something wrong, you always have to speak the truth, right? And they know that when I am saying something, that is the truth. And yet they want to use their own senses, right? In a way, we do promote that, right? Question things, reason with your own minds, because we want them to develop that. But at the same time, I think it becomes very challenging for a parent to feel that they're not trusted by their children.
Yes, it is. And it has to do a lot with the environment. Like there's a popular saying of Hazrat Ali radiallahu anhu. He said that raise your children for another generation, because they are not raised for your times. They're raised for another time. And the time now, and you help me answer that by saying we teach them critical thinking. We do teach them critical thinking, but how? It's not in the Islamic way. It's not with the adab. The missing part is the adab, the understanding. I've heard my husband say this to my son many times now. Listen, I'm your father. I'm not your buddy. I mean, we're cool. We play with each other and everything, and you can share everything. But you know, there has to be an out. And now these children are homeschooled, and they are in a Muslim environment, Islamic environment, and still there is a lack of adab. The understanding, the perception of adab. And this is because we are not around our own elders. Did they see us how we were with our parents? I mean, in my situation, yes, they did, but like in majority of the situations, we're not living with our elders. We're not living with our parents. They've not seen us interact with other elders of the community. Rarely we interact with other elders of the community, unless it's an event, then we do. Number one, that. Number two, you can teach them, but of course it comes with practice. Number three, again, books, stories, everything tells you that if you question somebody more bluntly, it means you are more comfortable with them. And this idea is embedded in our school systems, in our books, in our TV, in our stories, everywhere. Like you have to question somebody and you have to challenge somebody, and only then you are on an equal level. This idea of being on an equal plane means that you are trusted and respected. And this idea that somebody is higher than you and you have to be, the word obedience has become like a bad word amongst the youth, at least. Like, I have to be obedient to you. What does that mean? Am I your slave? So yeah, so there are many factors. So, and if you ask me, what can we do about it? If you ask me, what can we do about it? We can incorporate it again and again, tell them stories of adab, teach them adab, go back to the books of Imam Ibn Jawzi and Ghazali and Ibn Qayyim and all of these scholars and learn adab. We have to bring adab into our houses like a literature and teach it like a course to undo the damage that's been done since they were born and since they've been here and stuff. So yeah, it's not the child's fault so much. It's the society and the environment and our lack of perception, and then later on realizing, oh, what's happening, and now it's too late, or now you know what, and getting more frustrated. Parenting Uncomplicated is more about solutions, and one of the solutions is listen. You have to raise your standard. You cannot say that my child has lack of adab, so I will come to my child and I will accept that lack of adab. You have to raise that standard and bring your child to that standard so that that child knows to respect themselves and the child knows to give respect and earn respect.
I love it. I love it. I'm so glad that you said that. So we definitely need to raise our own standards. And I also loved your advice for teaching them through stories, right? If we can give them relatable stories, they're lessons in themselves, right? So Jazakallah khair, Iram. Are there any other words of wisdom you want to share with us? I have a special request. If not, I do have a special request. One of the things I love about you, I love the way you make dua. You are so authentic in your duas, and I need a lot of them. So I would definitely like you to make dua for us, for all of us, for our ummah, for our homes, for our children. We are in need of barakas. We're in need of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's special blessings.
Sister Seema, she sent me something, but I'm unable to. Essence with Sana, something. Sister Seema has her life vlog, Seema Khan, on YouTube. I'm just giving her a shout out here, but the rest of it, because I'm not wearing my glasses, I'm sorry, Sister Seema, but anybody who likes to see vlogs, Sister Seema's vlogs are fantastic, mashallah. They cover a lot of topics. Coming back to the topic of dua, you put me on the spot here now. I don't know. Alhamdulillah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on all of us. I don't know if you've noticed, I write letters to my children. Even on the blog, there are love letters to my children, and I genuinely write it to them as if they are reading it, or as if at some point they're going to read it. I would love to write it and hand it to them, and maybe that one day that would come out. But when I write those, they're basically du'as. They're basically mother's heart talking to them. And I want to teach our mothers to talk to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. My du'as are exactly like yours or exactly like someone else's, in a sense that if we know who we are asking, then there's no limitation of knowing that this is going to happen. So one of the du'as that ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is, and this is for everybody listening, and inshallah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept it from us, that Ya Arhamur Rahimin, have mercy on us. Ya Arhamur Rahimin, have mercy on us and guide us and protect us. And with all our brokenness and with all of our setbacks and all of our forgetfulness, Ya Arhamur Rahimin, you are the most merciful, you are the most kind. Forgive us. Ya Muqallibul Qulub, set our hearts on the straight path, on loving you, on knowing you. Ya Rab, make my life a quest of understanding you, because nothing in this life is more important than knowing you, Ya Rab, my creator. Ya Rab, you have the keys to all the treasures of the world. Ya Rab, I ask you for the treasure of your love, for the treasure of wisdom and understanding and patience and mercy and everything that will bring closer to you. Ameen. Ya Rab, you blessed me with children, and they're wonderful and they're beautiful, and my test through them might be on different stages. Ya Rab, allow me to pass that test. Ya Rab, you taught us in the Quran that make the children and make our spouses the coolness of our eyes. Ya Rab, make me the coolness of their eyes as well. Ameen. Ya Rab, allow me the legacy of goodness. Allow me to be nafs al-mutma'inna when I meet you. Like in the surah you have said, Ya ayyuhan nafs al-mutma'inna irji'i. Ya Allah, when I'm called as nafs al-mutma'inna. Allah, allow my life to be the life of nafs al-mutma'inna. Allow my children to be protected and their lives to be nafs al-mutma'inna. Ameen.
Jazakallahu khairan. I have loved my time with you. I have loved my coffee with you. Alhamdulillah for Zoom. Alhamdulillah for Facebook.
Yes, alhamdulillah.
We're so blessed that we have several of our sisters with us. I want to thank them a lot for joining us.
Alhamdulillah. Timmie, just a question. Can you send me the recording of this? I would like to put it on my YouTube channel as well.
Sure, most definitely.
Inshallah. Jazakallahu khair.
You take care of yourself, Iram, and inshallah, I'll talk to you soon.
Timmie, before you go, would you kindly tell me about your blog, Simplify?
My love.
Yes. I would like the audience to know that Sister Timmie is a wonderful, wonderful entrepreneur, and something that people don't usually see or do. And you've helped many, and you're helping us a lot. So alhamdulillah, I would definitely want at least 2 minutes of your time. If I know I put you on the spot, you can kill me later on.
Okay, alhamdulillah. So what I am trying to do is I have really have had a wonderful life, alhamdulillah, right? Through every challenge, every opportunity, I've gotten to learn a lot of things. And along the way, I've had a lot of heartaches also in my marriage, in my home, and also in my professional life as well. So things that I've learned, I am wanting to share with my sisters. Things I've learned in my marriage, that things that especially that did not work, and that certain things I had to learn the hard way. I am sharing all of that with my sisters through one of my Facebook pages. It's ABC of Marriage.
I'm her number one subscriber, and I'm taking class too. I don't do my homework, but alhamdulillah, it's fantastic. Definitely a must take. Please, people, please take the ABC of Marriage class when Sister Timmie does her second session, inshallah. Okay,
Inshallah,
go ahead. Sorry.
Inshallah. Thank you. So it's been a blast, having you in my class and having other sisters with us. I'm learning a lot through that experience. And then I also am running Simplify One Thing, is another blog website where we are just simplifying life. We're just one area at a time, and we're going back to our roots, going back to a simple life, and it is so awesome. I love every minute of it.
Alhamdulillah. Jazakallahu khair. Jazakallahu khair. So to Sister Timmie, from me to you.
Oh, my love, thank you.
Jazakallahu khair to everybody who joined in. Inshallah, please keep looking forward to our blogs and videos. Sister Timmie's and mine. Take care. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Assalamu alaikum. See you soon.